I know how to order coffee now, trust me. So here's the thing, this is, whoa, don't start words with 2 consonants. It just screws me all up. Buenos dias, mi amigo. This is Jason coming to you from Santiago de Querétaro in Mexico. The beautiful Alameda Hidalgo park, mall, whatever you want to call it, gardens. So I've been here 10 days and my Spanish was choppy at best whenever I got here. Barely able to get through half of a sentence. But what I realize is just the simple act of making an effort makes a huge difference. So I want to talk real quick about these like 10 phrases that I keep going back to over and over the past 10 days. So here's the thing, this is not going to be like an all-inclusive list of the terms that you would need to know your first trip to Mexico, but these are the building blocks. And I also want to talk to you about how these change your situation, where you're going to use these things, and how it's going to change the way that you endear yourself to Mexico and how Mexico endears itself to you. So here we go, 10 or so phrases, groups of phrases for your first trip to Mexico. Oh, by the way, I'm probably going to butcher half of these, but you're going to butcher them too when you get here. Okay, numero uno. Buenos dias, buenas tardes, and buenas noches. Pretty simple. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Here's the thing I love about this. Everybody here says buenos dias over and over and over. If you're walking by somebody, they're saying buenos dias. If you're in a cafe and you're drinking your coffee, minding your own business, somebody walks through the door, they look at everybody that's sitting down and they say buenos dias or buenas tardes. I'm walking down the street one night, across the lane of traffic, somebody catches my eye and they say buenas noches, and then they just keep on walking. People do it a lot more here than they do in the States. I know that we do that on occasion, but it's just this really friendly welcome that everybody gives everybody here. And when you're done, you say hasta luego or adios. Pretty much see you later or goodbye. So now that I've said hello to someone, usually my next sentence is yo hablo español muy poco. This literally means I speak Spanish very little. And unless I'm in a cafe, which I know how to order coffee now, trust me. That's usually the next sentence that I go to. It kind of sets the stage. It lets them know that you're trying, but it also lets them know that they might want to grab their English-speaking friend and help you through the next interaction. And to go right along with that, Despacio Por favor. Despacio means slowly, slow down, please. Speak slower. Everybody here speaks really fast, but we speak really fast in the States too. Okay, so next up is Cómo se dice or ¿qué es esto? Cómo se dice literally means how do you say this? So if you want to learn how to say something, you point at something, you say ¿cómo se dice? And ¿qué es esto? is what is this? So now you bought something, you need to know how much it costs. So that's where cuánto cuesta or la cuenta por favor comes in. Cuánto cuesta literally means how much is this or what do I owe you? And la cuenta por favor means the check please. Little side note, my buddy Ray from Live Lingua told me that going like this for the check is completely acceptable in Mexico. See if you can get away with that in the US without being a total D-bag. Okay, so you've pointed at your food, you've said, I want to order this thing. Next thing they're gonna ask you is whether you want it for here or to go. Por aquí or para llevar. I butcher para llevar every time. Don't start words with 2 consonants. It just screws me all up. But those literally mean for here or for carry out. And if you tend to eat vegetarian like me, no como carne is a go-to. It literally means I don't eat meat. And last but not least, gracias or muchas gracias. Thank you or thanks a lot. So that's the 10 or so groups of phrases that I've been using over and over, but I got a couple more tips for you. Number 1, download the Google Translate app to your phone. Put in these phrases and hit the star button. What this does is it adds them to your phrase book, and if you click on the drop-down menu and hit phrase book, it'll pull up all these phrases that you see that you're using over and over and you want to go to very quickly. You can also hit the little speaker next to the phrase and it'll actually speak it for you so you know how to speak things like para llevar. How do you say subscribe to my YouTube channel in Spanish? On my Pixel, if I ask Google how to say something once or twice in Spanish, she'll ask if I want her to be my interpreter, and then I can just simply say things like, I would like some bread.
Me gustaría un poco de pan.
What? So yeah, she can be your little interpreter and you can just kind of talk to her. She'll say back to you what you need to say in Spanish to get your message across. Pretty helpful. Next, start studying early. I started studying Spanish about 30 days early, 30 minutes to an hour a day, using something like Duolingo or Live Lingua. You will be so much more comfortable if you have just a basic understanding. One of the most fearful parts about traveling for me is not knowing the language and not being able to communicate. So simply having like a base level of communication is just gonna go a long way on your first trip to a country where you don't understand the language. And last but not least, learn the numbers 1 through 10 and maybe how they change with money. Money's a difficult thing just because of the way the numbers change when it comes to dollar bills or coins and things like that. So that one's gonna take a little while. All right, so that is it. I hope those phrases helped you. If you're thinking about a trip to Mexico, come on down. The people are amazing. It's very safe. There are a few states in Mexico that you should stay away from, but for the most part, cities in Mexico are just super friendly. Be smart, have some common sense. So yeah, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you. I will catch you on the flip side. Hasta luego.